Hi guys, my name's Albert. I'm with Tiny Bot Vinyl, and I'm going to be showing you how to wrap this fender. For example, I've already cleaned my panel, I've already masked my areas off, and I've already taken off the bolts in the fenders so I can pull it up, so I can tuck around my corners, and also when I do the quarter panel piece, I can lift and tuck my material in. So those are the things that I mean about setting yourself up. This is the fender. We're also going to do a hood and a door. It's all the same concept. It's all the same thing, a little bit of a different approach, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk you guys through it, so I hope this video helps. All right, guys, so I wanna start off by measuring my fender. So I got about 53, and remember how I always say rule of three fingers. So 3 fingers for me is about 3 inches. So I wanna give myself, you know, if it's 53, I wanna cut out 59, so I'll just cut 60 out. And then that'll be it. So I'll cut 60, and then here, so I got 35, so I got 40. So I'll cut 40 by 60, and that'll be my fender. All right, so I'll put my wrap up against the car backwards. That way I can mark it if I have to. So 3, and 60. All right, and then we said 40. So 40. Now I'll just kind of, now like I said, it's directional, so I want to make sure, put arrows on everything so I don't get confused. And then come back, cut it. Put my scrap on the side for now. Before I start wrapping, and I want to make sure I'm good all the way around, go ahead and take off my protective layer. And if you're wondering about the color is called Zilla Green. I'm a green freak, love the color green. All my cars and trucks have always been some kind of green. All right, so I just want to go around kind of trimming up the edges. And like I said, a rule of 3. So if I feel the edge right here, when I'm cutting off a rough cut, I'll leave myself about 5-6 inches. That way, if I'm like short on one side or if I have to adjust, I have a lot to play with. So there, here I still have a lot, so I can come down a little bit on my corner. On my corners, I want about 2 inches. So if my corner's here, I just want to make sure I have enough. Down here, I found my edge, I'm good. And I kind of want to trim up the shape of the fender. And I want to try to give myself around 3 inches all the way around, like I've been saying. And the reason for that is, it's just, you just fight it less. You know, if you cut it the shape of the car or the shape of the fender, you know, like right here I have the edge. I'll cut my fender, even if it's just a little bit, it helps out. You know, just less tension, less material you're fighting here. Like that. So anytime I pull the backing off, I pick a corner, and I'm right-handed. I pick this side, and the reason I'll pick this side is because this side's skinnier. It narrows down and then it comes down. So I would have to pull the backing, then come down and try to maneuver all this stuff. It's not fun. So I will lift my corner and tack it, just like that. And then I want to pull the backing out. And like I've always said, you have to hold the vinyl flat in order for your backing not to make a crease or anything. And now, since, you know, I'll just put it right there just so it doesn't pop off, it doesn't hit the ground or anything. So now I'll pull this off and just pull my backing off. Easy peasy. So now I'll just kind of glass it just like that. Put a little layer right there. So now I've kind of looking at it, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. So I'm like, okay, not too bad here. I do have to fix this and fix this, these wrinkles here. So what I'll do is I'll do a permanent hinge. And a permanent hinge is when you squeegee the material down, knowing that you don't have to lift that area up no more. So I'll make a permanent hinge so I don't have to worry about lifting that again. There. So now I kind of just want to, all right, I'm just going to try to glass this out. Just like that. So now just like that, and I want to make a temporary hinge here across my body line. And now I want to make sure I pull down. So now that I've glassed that out, I want to kind of glass this out, and I'll pull down and away from me, and I'll kind of try to figure out where the corners of the fender are, just like that. And when you lift up the vinyl to get the wrinkles off, sometimes you will leave finger indents. It's not a big deal, don't get scared. Just massage it, heat it. And I didn't do a permanent hinge here, so guess what? When I went to lift this, it lifted up. So that's why it's important to do the permanent hinges. What I'll do here now, so I'll probably just grab a little bit of heat just to kind of soften up the material. And I do want to be very careful because this is an unpainted fender, so I am being extra cautious because I don't want to rip any of the sealant off or anything. So just like that. And then, so now I'll make a permanent hinge right there. And I'll just start squeegeeing. Lift this up so it doesn't make any wrinkles. And I kind of just try to go back and forth, make overlapping passes when I squeegee this. I do have a little recess area here, so I want to lift it. Usually I'll just use my finger and I'll push it down, but since it's unpainted, I want to make sure I just take that extra step, just make sure it doesn't lift over time. That was the whole glassing part. Glassing is just stretching everything out, making sure everything's nice and glossy, and that's the definition of glassing. It's just glassing out your panel and just making it to where you can start squeegeeing. Now like this right here, if I were to squeegee here, big wrinkle. If I squeegee here, it's still good. You know, so glassing out a panel just means making sure everything's nice and glossy. So now I want to talk about corners. So I see there's a corner here and I see there's a corner there. Perfect way to do this is I want to lift back up and right about there, and I want to heat that wrinkle that I made will go away. So if you make a wrinkle, don't panic. I just kind of heat all this up, relax it, don't want to put too much heat. And I want to put my fingers right where my corners are. So see, now this is glassing. I'm all glassed out, find my corner and I hook it. All right, now I want to glass the film out and hook it. And that's right there, perfect. And you'll see right now, I'll go ahead and squeegee this out. You make sure you always have a air release or a way for the air to come out. You want to lift something. So like here, just go there. And you'll see now, since I pull to this corner and I pull to this corner, when I go and heat it, see how the film just relaxes? I want to go around and give myself about 1.5 inches all the way around. And the reason for that is the film kind of starts to relax. It kind of starts to take its final shape like that. So now look, you see, perfect corner, and I'll just cut right behind this. I don't have to do anything. If I lift again, I make the chance of discoloring the film, distorting the film. So when you want to glass out, you want to make sure you don't pull too much tension because then the film will get hazy. So this corner right here, and This is a prime example of what I mean by corners. I want to lift my film up to this edge. And the reason for that is once I heat and I pull towards this corner and I hook it, now the film that was hanging over loose pulls this way. So now I want to just heat it, relax it. Just like that. So that's why corners are very important. You glass your piece out, you squeegee it down, and now we're attacking corners. And this corner is a prime example of triangles. So pull here, triangle, pull here, pull down here, triangle. So that's glassing. Glassing is when you pull out the whole panel, gloss it out, glass it out, whatever guys want to call it, and then you can squeegee it down. My triangles is when I pull this way, I pull the part that way because I have a corner here and I have a corner here and here. So when I pull outwards, down. And then here is another triangle. I want to pull down and pour this way towards my corners. So like I said, glassing, triangles, and corners, it's all the same thing when it comes down to any panel. Go ahead and like I said, leave about 1.5 inches. Now you're just relaxing the film because now the film is starting to take shape and you're just kind of chiseling away. So if you take a look, here I have a little bit of tension. So I want to go back, and this is why your tape is nice, because I can just cut on this panel. So now me cutting this piece off here relaxes this film, and now I can stretch back this way. So that's why your relief cuts are important as well. Okay, so as you can see, corner here, corner here, corner here. So how do I want to approach this? Before I just lay it down and start squeegeeing, there's a certain way to do this. As you can see, corner, corner, corner. So I want to pull towards this corner and I want to pull towards this corner. And the reason for that is because when I go lay down my panel, it's easier for me to hit my corners now than it is for me to lift it again. So there you go right there. I'm pulling this way towards this corner and I'm pulling this way towards this corner. Now I'm glassing it out. So I want to make sure I hook that corner and I want to get a little bit of heat just to relax the film. And I'm hooking this corner. So that's me glassing it out at the same time using my corners and at the same time using my triangles. So those are the 3 things that are very important when it comes to this. Okay, so now I want to trim up a little bit. I want to leave about 1 inch here just to kind of relax the film because I want to start taking shape just like that. So now I want to pop the hood, and I am going to show you when you get the perfect technique for your corners. Let's just heat it. And I'm just gonna relax the film over. Now that I'm relaxed, see this tension I have right here? I wanna just hit this with some heat. Just wanna relax the film. So now I pull my corner down, and from the corner, I push out. And then from the corner this way, I push out. So now all I want to do is maybe just hit it with a little bit more heat. I want to cut the bottom of the corner and out. And I want to cut the bottom of the corner and out. And then heat it. It's a perfect corner right there. And you can see I put little to no effort on it. I hooked it, and then when I massaged it over this way, because my material is already running towards this corner. So I already have enough film here in this corner, and I'm running towards the corner. And once I heat it, the film's gonna wanna stretch around this corner. Same thing here. Look, I haven't even came back to this, but once I hit it with a little bit of heat, then I just massage it down. Just like that. As you can see, I did it with the phone on my hand. So that's a perfect corner. There you go. So there's my perfect corner, just like that. Same thing down here. In my corner, now that I've hooked it, I can massage it, and guess what? I got a camera in my hand. Just like that, perfect corner. I glass out my film, and when I'm glassing, I stretch my triangles towards my corners, but when I get to my corners, I hook my corners. When I hook my corners, that's the crucial part to these perfect corners. As you can see, I put no effort in this. All I did was, I had a camera in my hand, I used a little bit of heat, massaged it, and then cut right underneath it. So when you cut a corner, you wanna cut right underneath that corner. That's all you need. No extra film, no nothing. Right underneath that corner. Same thing over here, right underneath that corner. So glass it, triangles, make your glassing, and then you hook it. And then when you hook it, you heat it, you massage it, and then you cut around the corner. And that will always, always, always guarantee you a perfect corner. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. There's gonna be plenty more of these videos coming out. So yeah, so stay tuned for more videos. My name's Albert, I'm with Tiny Bot Vinyl.